Well, good morning. Welcome back to the Broadcast Retirement Network. I'm Jeff Snyder. This is BRN AM for Friday, March 3rd, 2023. And our top story today, how to support those going through a divorce. Joining me now to discuss this and a lot more are Olivia Howe and Genevieve Dreisen of Fresh Starts Registry. Olivia, Jenny, great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, pleasure to chat with you, and happy Friday to both of you. Olivia, I want to start with you because divorce is not uncommon. I don't know if it's as common as it had been in the past, but it's not uncommon. A lot of people struggle with kind of, I don't want to say picking up the pieces, but dealing with the ramifications of a divorce.
Yeah, it's true. So divorce is pretty common, right? According to the census, first marriages, typically we're at the between 40 to 50% range of people getting divorced. That actually goes up for second marriages. And so, it is pretty common. And a lot of people don't realize when you go through a divorce, it really kind of like rocks your world, as we always say, right? Financially, emotionally, and physically, right? I always say, I went through my divorce in 2019, and it's like a splitting of the atom, right? Your family kind of has to figure it's a new situation out, but also your things, right? And especially for people maybe that have been married for 20, 30, 40 years, you have a lifetime of things that you need to figure out what you want to do with when you ultimately decide to get divorced. And that can be really stressful for a lot of people. And so what happens often especially with later in life divorces, and we come from a family of divorce, we always say that every branch on our family tree is split. We have our grandparents are divorced. So we've seen divorce from every single angle growing up. And, when you have a lifetime of stuff that you accumulate and you have to figure out what to do, often one person will stay in the marital residence, one person leaves the marital residence. So, you come across this situation where you either have half of your things are taken away and you have to restock your life, or you are restocking your life from scratch, right? It's a fresh start. And so we kind of, decided based on our experiences, which we'll talk about, that this is the time in life, whether you are 22, whether you're 32, 42, 52, 62, that you need a fresh start. You need a chance to restock your life with the items, not just because always they're taken out or you need new things, but also when you are using the items that you have used with the person you were married to for 50 years, it can be really emotionally triggering, right? To use that coffee pot or sleep on those sheets that you got for your wedding, 20 years prior. And we always tell people we love to give permission to them. It's okay to get new items. It's okay to restock your life, because we believe when you can change the things around you, the things around you change. And we celebrate those brave life decisions that people make.
Yeah, really, really important. And Jenny, I want to come to you because, I as I told you ladies both, I had moved to New York, and that was kind of a restart, not the same as a divorce, but I had to think about all the things I needed to buy, so getting a couch and all those kind of things. That can be very difficult depending on what part of the life cycle you're in. And you and Olivia really sought to help with that.
Yeah, I think you've brought up a very important point for us too, which is that we're so much more than just divorce. We support everybody going through any sort of big life change, any transitionary moment. It's very important to us that people know that, because we want everyone to feel supported in those changes. But when you are going through those changes, it's just so important there's so much going on. Like you said, you have to worry about the new cable company and setting up the water, and are you on the electric bill? There's so many things that happen all at once. One of the things we felt was really important was taking the overwhelm out of that experience. So what you have on our website is we've put together these bundles of items. We've put together a $99 bundle, $250, $500, and then also by room, bedroom, kitchen, bathroom, dining room, things like that. Children's room, which is really important too for people of all ages, grandchildren come or they have kids. And you can go to those bundles and basically add everything to your registry and not have to worry if these are the good sheets or if these forks are good, because every decision when when you've moved and you're restarting and you're filling a new space or you're trying to get rid of these emotionally charged items, every single decision feels like it's the most important decision you've ever made. And you get fatigue. And so we wanted to swoop in, as we do for each other as sisters, and say, actually, this is just what you need. Here's the blanket. You don't need to worry about all of the many blankets that are on Amazon. We found a good blanket and it's going to keep you warm and you're going to feel cozy in it. This is the blanket that you can buy and sleep with now in your new bed, in your new home.
Yeah, and Olivia, I want to come to children maybe in our second segment, because that in itself is challenging, because children are very material, but at least at the inception, or when they're being early on in their lives. But when it comes to buying these items, I mean, is it something where like a bridal registry or a wedding registry where you pick out the items and someone, your community, your friends can help you buy these items? So, because divorce can be very costly. It's costly emotionally, also financially. So people can help you out.
Yeah. So we believe at Fresh Starts that community care is self-care, both for the people who are going through the life changes and need the support, but also for the people who support you and love you. Both of Jenny and I went through many life changes. And actually, interestingly enough, for every one person, they go through about 14 major life changes in their lifetime. And for every life change, you encounter 10 experts that you need to deal with, which we'll talk about in a second. And so there's a lot going on, like Jenny said. And so we wanted to, again, take the overwhelm out of making these decisions. So absolutely, it is based on the concept, right, that we have used for millennia of the baby registry and the wedding registry, which are great. And I had those too. But in this case, we're restocking. We do not call the items on our registry gifts, because they're not gifts, they're support, right? And so we believe that you can support somebody going through a life change in all ways, right? You can send them a text message. You can send them tacos for dinner, right? But you can also support them by getting them what they need to restart their life from the items they put on their registry. It is always free to create a registry on Fresh Starts. You go to freshstartsregistry.com. You can go create a registry. You can add the items that we recommend. You can add anything else that you like. And the other really cool part about Fresh Starts that makes it completely unique is that we have a registry of experts too. So we have over 70 experts, ranging from everything from divorce lawyers and therapists to accountability coaches, life coaches, resume coaches, because as we found, when you go through one fresh start, you typically go through many, right? We always say a fresh start begets a fresh start. So often, just as an avatar, we will see a lot of women come through going through a divorce. They have to then move out of their home. They have to then get a new job, right? So in that case, you are working with a divorce lawyer, a divorce coach, a realtor, a mortgage lender, an interior designer, and then also the emotional part of it too, right? So maybe you're working with the therapist, which we recommend, or a Reiki healer, or anything like that. So you can come always for free to build a registry, and always for free to browse and get in contact with our experts that we vet, and they're amazing people.
Yeah. Sure. And then I'm going to go to a commercial break and we can pick it up after the commercial, but go ahead, Jenny.
Yeah, I when we're talking about these support items and building these registries too, something that was so important to us, like Olivia said, community care is self-care. Often when you're going through these changes, I think we've all been there, when you're watching someone that you love go through these changes, you don't know what to do. You don't know how to help, and you want to buy them something they need, or like Olivia said, send them tacos or something like that. You don't always know what to do. So we wanted to bridge that gap between those who need support and those who are the supporters. So one of the other things that we offer on Fresh Starts is when you go to the registry button to look at the bundles and create a registry, we offer different scripts for people's different comfort level of what they can include when they're either sending the registry out or calling people and letting them know they've made one. Because we know it's a new idea and we know people are uncomfortable with it. And so much of it, as Olivia mentioned, is giving people permission to ask for support and walking them, taking them by the hand and saying, now we're going to do this and we're going to make a registry and then you're going to send them the script. And people are really responding to that. And they, so much of what we have that overwhelms us is, how do I say this thing that's really hard to say? So we think our scripts are really helpful to them because it makes it a very unoverwhelming experience. That's our whole hope. Yeah,
really, really important. And I'm thinking about the mental health aspects of this as well, that in today's age, a lot of people are suffering from mental health challenges. Really important. Ladies, I need to take a very quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about helping children of divorce and a lot more. You're going to want to stay tuned right here on BRN AM. Imagine a new television network that will make you richer, healthier, and in control of your financial future. This network is for the policewoman in Nashville, Tennessee, the baker in Dubuque, Iowa, the teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to make the idea of savings and retirement culturally relevant. But what do you see as a defining issue of the midterms, especially for the smaller businesses? I mean, they are the lifeblood of the American economy. Featuring exclusive interviews, current affairs, and docuseries. 33 years old, you retired early.
The philosophy is money only matters if it helps you live a life that you love.
But you got to start thinking about retirement as soon as you get in.
The Broadcast Retirement Network will drive very high engagement with premium partnerships. So this isn't retirement and savings for your parents or grandparents. This is for all Americans. And we're going to change the way you think about money. Welcome to the next frontier of retirement and savings. This is BRN, the Broadcast Retirement Network.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
Well, Jenny, Olivia, thanks so much for staying with us this morning. Really appreciate you hanging around for segment number 2.
Thank you. It's great. We love talking to you.
This is fun, and look, I think we need to be very open and transparent when it comes to dealing with any major change, and it always helps to go through it with a community, as you pointed out. And Olivia, I want to kind of transition maybe a little bit to talking about children. Children, depending on their age, going through a divorce, very challenging in a lot of different ways. New school, maybe splitting between parents. How do you tackle that? How does Fresh Starts Registry tackle that?
Yeah, that's such a great question. So my kids were very little when I separated from my ex-husband. They were 2 and 5. And, we were very honest with them. We told them that obviously, we love them more than anything. And that, again, this goes back to kind of our ethos at Fresh Starts, which is that divorce is a gift. Divorce is a celebration. Divorce is a celebration of your family making a really brave decision. And, it's so important for children to see people in their lives making brave decisions and choosing their own happiness and fulfillment, right? Everything we do as parents is modeling. And so when it comes to our children, it's so important to model success and to model what success looks like in our lives. So I always say, be very honest with your kids in a positive way. Obviously, there's so much you could talk about with divorce and children, right? Talking positively about your ex and all of the typical things we say. We have amazing divorce coaches over at Fresh Starts who help people go through all of this and will help, you, if you're looking for support, really figure out how to handle that. In terms of the products, we built a bundle, like Jenny said, on Fresh Starts that is a quick way to develop a very warm and comforting and homey feeling room for your children or your grandchildren, right? So let's say that you are leaving the marital residence, or a lot of times, especially if it's an older couple that is going through a divorce that has owned a house for a long time, the house is paid off, they'll sell the house, they'll split the assets, right? And so if you're moving to a new location, we have a bundle for children's rooms that you can literally add to your registry. And it will make a quick start, right? A quick fresh start to make a children's room, because especially for moms, we found their main focus is their children and making sure their children feel steady and at home. And like, things are going to change, right? That's the honest truth, but you can make it as pain-free as possible. So making children's room set up with a bookshelf and their bedding and their favorite characters, number one, that's going to make them feel really at home and safe. And the whole thing with children and divorce is making them feel steady and safe. At Fresh Starts, we also have a ton of free content on the website. So if you go to the website and click our blog or our read section, we are always recommending, we have books, I joke, there's a blog post I wrote that's books about divorce for kids that, are not really about divorce, so it's like about families and different family styles, right? And all these different things, and really celebrating and honoring the new system that your family is going to live in, because there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't ruin anything. It's just a different way. We always say at Fresh Starts, there's no rules, right? The only rule in life is to be safe and pursue joy. And you can take that for your family as well, which we believe very much.
We also have a number of lovely parenting coaches on Fresh Starts that you can consult with. And the amazing thing about most of the Fresh Starts experts is most of them offer free consultations. So the thing, we have many parenting coaches, we have many divorce coaches. It's so much personality based and driven. So we recommend, if you're looking for something like that, go and reach out to a couple of different people and see who feels best for you to work with, because there's so many options out there. But a parenting coach is a great idea for going through a fresh start like that as well.
Yes, and I will add to that one thing too, is that
Sure.
You can go to freshstartsregistry.com/experts, and every expert has a profile that has a video of them. It has testimonials of them. So you're getting a really holistic view of our experts. And so I will say too, we went through divorce as kids. Our grandparents got divorced. And so, divorce definitely affects every single generation, every single family member. And we are all about talking about it. Like, be open about divorce, because that's the only way that you're going to heal and move forward.
Well, Jenny, I apologize because I probably should have asked you this and Olivia this question at the beginning, but how has the perception, it sounds like the perception of divorce has really changed. It used to be, when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, hush hush. You never talked about it. You didn't talk about it outside the family. But it seems like we're, and your platform seems to indicate this. It really is okay to be open about what your needs are and open about divorce.
Yeah, I think that is a transformation that is still happening, and we are really excited to be the ones who are ushering it into its final steps. There is no award at the end of a long and unhappy marriage, and we always say happy marriages don't end in divorce. We believe that any choice that you make to pursue your own joy and to invest in your own life and recognize that you can live in a happier, more authentic way is a choice worth celebrating. So we are on the side of divorce because people are never going to glamorize divorce. It is always going to be a hard decision that people come by. And when you make that decision, we want to make sure that you feel supported by your community and never alone. That's very important.
Thank you, Jenny and Olivia, just to kind of wrap up. And that's why it's important to have the tools. And I can only imagine, having not gone through this personally, but any life change, it can be just overwhelming. I mean, sometimes if I get overwhelmed, I like to put my head in the sand like an ostrich. You got to know where to start.
Absolutely. And, I was our own avatar going through this in the beginning when I built this company, right? When we decided I journaled this idea. I brought it to my sister. We percolated, we built everything from the ground up. This is a completely innovative platform and concept, right? And as we started talking about this more and more and saying, no, when somebody says they're getting divorced, your response should be, congratulations, I'm so proud of you for making a brave decision. Whether you're, again, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, right? And I think something really interesting is happening too, which is that the children our age that grew up in the 90s and the 2000s, we are kind of living a little bit more authentically, and our parents are seeing us do that. And a lot of them are saying, wait, they're living their truth. They're happy. They're fulfilled. I want that for myself, right? And as we leave the nest and as we grow up and, we're having children, our parents are seeing like, wait, I want that too. And we are all about giving permission to everybody to live that happy and fulfilled life. And so it's so important for us to develop this platform that says, hey, we know making any brave decision is going to be a really big decision. It's so overwhelming. We always say we are in the business of support. We support our experts. We support people going through the life changes, right? And we teach people how to support people. So, if you are ever looking to see how can I support a friend going through a divorce, or I am thinking about divorce, head over to Fresh Starts Registry and we've got you.
Yeah. Well, Olivia, Jenny, great to talk to you. Thanks so much for sharing insight into dealing with divorce and other life changes. And we look forward to having you back on the program again very soon.
Thank you so much.
Well, that wraps up this episode of BRN AM. Have a topic of interest, someone you think we should talk to, drop us a line. And don't forget, for all the latest curated news and lifestyle, wellness, finance, tech, so much more, all in one place, check out today's edition of our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse. Want to search our archives, check out our latest content, we'll visit our website, and of course, all of our streaming partners. We're back again tomorrow for BRN Weekly. We'll have a very special set of guests for Secure Saturday, and then we'll take a look back at some of our best segments of the week. You're not going to want to miss it. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes.
But if you're tired of the same old...
Now is your opportunity to co-create content around any topic on the First Lifestyle and Wellness Network. Reach a global audience through our platform and co-own exclusive branded content. All of our programs are available on demand and also as audio-only podcasts, so you can take us on the go. Broadcast Retirement Network, available anytime, anywhere, and on any device.